Good day, everyone. In this video, we're going to look at using the tangent ratio to solve for a missing side. So before we write down the tangent ratio, let's label the sides in the triangle to ensure that we've chosen the correct trig ratio for this particular triangle. So to begin, we are going to label the sides of the triangle, and we're going to use the reference angle to help us do that. Across from the 28-degree angle, directly across from that angle, is the side that we're trying to find. So we're going to label that as the opposite side. Now, although we have the 90-degree angle in our triangle, we realize that there's no side given, and there's also no side that we're trying to find for the hypotenuse. So we don't need to write that in. But what we do need to write in is the fact that right next to, touching the reference angle, is this side 11 inches. And that side, which is right next to the 28-degree angle, would be referred to as the adjacent side. So, because we're dealing with a triangle that has an opposite side and an adjacent side, we know that the trig ratio tangent is the correct one to apply to solve for the missing side. So, tangent of the angle that we're trying to find, or is given, is equal to the opposite side divided by the adjacent side. Now, our next step is to take the information that's in the diagram, that's in the triangle, and put it into the trig ratio. So, our first step is to replace theta with 28 degrees. And we know that we're trying to find the opposite side, which is x, so we'll put that in, and the adjacent side is 11, so we'll put that in. Now, our next step is to determine a decimal approximation for tan of 28 degrees. And we'll look at a decimal approximation that has 4 places after the decimal. And if we use our calculator to determine that value, we're going to find that that's going to equal to 0.5317. And that will be equal to x over 11. So, with that being done, our next step is to try to isolate x, or to get x all by itself. And to do that, we're going to use equivalent fractions. So we're going to put a 1 in the denominator here, and we're going to cross multiply. And when we cross multiply, 1 times x is equal to x, and 0.5317 times 11 will equal to 0.5317 times 11, which means that when we are done, x is going to be approximately equal to 5.8. And because we're dealing with a side as a measurement, and we're dealing with a triangle which has a side measured in inches, our answer, x is going to equal to 5.8 inches.